Bangkok, the vibrant, bustling heart of Thailand. A city of soaring skyscrapers, rich history, and millions of residents. But beneath the surface lies a silent, invisible threat that could bring it all crashing down. Thailand is not typically known for major earthquakes, but experts are now sounding the alarm. Bangkok is at risk. Not just from one fault. Not two. But three major geological threats capable of triggering massive, devastating earthquakes. And the consequences could be catastrophic. In recent weeks, seismic tremors from nearby Mandalay, Myanmar, have reignited fears among scientists and city officials. What was once considered a distant, low-probability threat is now being taken seriously as new data reveals just how vulnerable Bangkok truly is. Let's break it down. The science, the scenarios, and what's really at stake. Mandalay's warning shot. The seismic activity in Mandalay may have seemed routine, but it was anything but. The quake didn't originate in Thailand, yet the tremors were felt in Bangkok. Why? Because of a phenomenon called resonance. When seismic waves travel through the earth, they can cause certain structures, especially tall buildings, to oscillate. If the frequency of those waves matches the natural oscillation of the building, the shaking is amplified. In Bangkok, that amplification effect is especially pronounced due to its soft soil basin. According to Prof. Dr. Penangwanich Chai, director of the National Earthquake Research Center, seismic waves can be amplified 3 to 4 times in Bangkok's soil. That's not hypothetical. That's physics. So even distant earthquakes can cause intense shaking right in the capital. And that brings us to the 3 nightmare scenarios now keeping Thai scientists up at night. 1. Kanchanaburi Fault, the nearby monster. The first and closest threat is the Kanchanaburi Fault, a dormant but potentially deadly fault line located just 200 kilometers west of Bangkok. Located in Kanchanaburi Province, this fault has the capacity to unleash earthquakes of magnitude 7.00 to 7.5. That may not sound apocalyptic compared to some global quakes, but proximity is key. A magnitude 7.5 earthquake this close to the capital could cause widespread structural damage to high-rise buildings, trigger fires and gas line explosions, overwhelm emergency services, result in thousands of casualties and billions in damage. Even more troubling, the Kanchanaburi Fault has been quiet for centuries. But in geology, that doesn't mean safety. It means energy is building. When that pressure is finally released, it could be Bangkok's worst-case scenario. Shutu, Sagaing Fault, the ticking time bomb in Myanmar. Further to the northwest lies the Sagaing Fault, which runs the length of Myanmar, from the Andaman Sea through Nai Pyi Dao and Mandalay. This fault is active and volatile. It's already responsible for multiple major earthquakes in Myanmar's recent history, and it has the potential to produce earthquakes of magnitude 8.0 or higher. The Sagaing Fault is not just a local threat. It's a regional fault line, and its tremors can travel hundreds of kilometers. For Bangkok, the concern isn't direct destruction. It's resonance and wave amplification. Tall buildings in Bangkok, especially those 20 stories or higher, are resonant at frequencies that match waves from distant faults like Sagaing. So while an 8.0 quake in Myanmar might not crack roads in Bangkok, it could topple towers due to oscillation. This is the invisible risk, one that most building codes don't account for, and one that experts say must be addressed before it's too late. 3. Andaman Subduction Zone. The sleeping giant. The most powerful but most distant threat is the Andaman Subduction Zone, part of the larger Arakan megathrust system. This is where tectonic plates collide. One plate slips beneath another in a process that builds enormous amounts of energy. This zone has the potential to unleash earthquakes of magnitude 8.5 to 9.0, similar to the 2004 Indian Ocean quake that triggered the devastating tsunami. While this subduction zone is located off the coast, the seismic waves can travel inland for hundreds of kilometers. And in Bangkok, with its soft soil and unprepared infrastructure, those waves would be amplified, resonant, and potentially devastating. A magnitude 9 event from this zone would shake Bangkok for minutes, create massive sway in tall buildings, possibly liquefy parts of the soil basin, disrupt power grids, water systems, and communication lines. It would be a national emergency of unprecedented scale. And it's not a matter of if, but when. The science behind the threat. What makes Bangkok so vulnerable? 2 words: soil resonance. Unlike bedrock cities like Tokyo or Los Angeles, Bangkok is built on a thick alluvial floodplain, a soup of clay, silt, and sand. This type of soil amplifies seismic waves. As a result, seismic energy isn't just felt, it's magnified. According to seismic modeling by the National Earthquake Research Center, a magnitude 7.5 quake from Kanchanaburi could feel like a 9.0 in certain high-rises in central Bangkok. Even magnitude 6.0 quakes from regional faults could cause significant swaying in 30 to 50-story towers. Dr. Penung's team has simulated hundreds of earthquake scenarios using Bangkok's unique topography and building data. The results: nearly every structure over 20 stories is vulnerable to resonance effects, especially those built before the 2007 seismic code revisions. That means thousands of buildings in Bangkok are sitting ducks. The silent risk: lack of preparation. Despite the known risks, Bangkok remains dangerously underprepared. Here's what experts are warning. Many buildings lack proper seismic reinforcement. Emergency services are not equipped for a large-scale quake. Early warning systems are virtually non-existent. Public awareness is low to non-existent. While countries like Japan have drilled, retrofitted, and trained for decades, Thailand has only recently begun considering seismic regulations. Many of Bangkok's tallest structures were built before earthquake codes were enforced, and even newer buildings aren't tested against resonance-driven quake scenarios. It's a recipe for disaster. What needs to happen now? Experts are urging immediate action. Comprehensive building audits, especially for hospitals, schools, and high-rises built before 2007. Upgraded seismic codes to account for soft soil amplification and tall building resonance. Public education, earthquake drills, awareness campaigns, and evacuation procedures. Investment in early warning systems. Sensors connected to regional fault lines could give critical seconds of alert. Regional cooperation. Thailand must coordinate with Myanmar, India, and Indonesia on seismic monitoring and data sharing. As Prof. Dr. Penning puts it, we cannot stop the Earth from moving, but we can choose whether it becomes a tragedy or a test of preparedness. Final thought. The Earth is speaking. Slowly, quietly, but inevitably. Bangkok, glittering and modern, may seem far from seismic danger, but the danger isn't just beneath. It's beside. It's offshore. It's remote faults whispering waves through soft soil. And the clock is ticking. The city still has time. But time is only useful if used wisely. Ignoring the science won't stop the shaking. And when the next quake hits, and it will, Bangkok's resilience will be measured not by luck, but by how seriously it took the warnings. Because when sleeping giants awaken, cities either stand or fall. What do you think? Should Bangkok prioritize seismic retrofits now, or wait until disaster strikes? Have you felt tremors in the city? Share your thoughts below. Like, subscribe. Share this before the next tremor wakes us all up. Because nature doesn't negotiate, and Bangkok's future depends on how we act today.